In this video we're going to take a look at the melodic minor scale, and one of the most famous modern day examples of it was used in Yesterday by the Beatles, written by Paul McCartney. Another example we hear in Greensleeves, famous medieval traditional British or English song with a medieval sound. So we'll be looking at that as well. Sometimes for the beginner, the explanation for the melodic minor scale can sometimes be a little bit confusing. So we'll hopefully make this easier to understand. We'll look at the chords in it, how to use it, so that you can come up with some interesting chord progressions. And sometimes people learn scales and they just theoretically go up and down them and don't really know how to use them, and then they wonder why they've learned them and then they forget them. So hopefully this will make you playing a lot more interesting, especially if you're going to write stuff as well. Now, the easiest explanation for getting the notes for the melodic minor scale are taking the major scale and flattening the third. So in a case of the key of C, we'll use the key of C because it's got C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C in it. Take all the white notes on the piano. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now the third note, C, D, E, we're going to flatten it to an E flat. And that turns the C major scale into the C melodic minor scale, which is the easiest way of doing it. Now, traditionally and in classical music, the melodic minor scale ascends in melodic minor but descends in just natural minor. So that method helps you for getting the melodic minor notes, but it doesn't necessarily help you get the notes for the natural minor scale. So we'll come to that shortly. But going up the scale, so we have this, which is very almost like harmonic minor, and that's where in the Beatles we get that sound from. What's interesting is I don't even think Paul McCartney knew what the melodic minor scale is at the time yet he came up with it. So when anybody says I can't see what's so special about the Beatles, they are the little golden nuggets that make the Beatles something different for the time period that they were in, and innovators for music. Now, the rest of the melody for that we look at the notes for that, they are coming from just the minor scale. Now I've changed it to C, I think it's originally in D, but I've changed it to C for the sake of simplicity. Now the notes in the key of just C minor are C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat and B flat. And if you look at them notes, they are the ones being used. So how do we mix the C minor scale? Well, there's another way of looking at it. If we have C minor in this position where we've got that note and we have this shape, which you should know, which most people have learned that scale shape. If you haven't learned that scale shape, then it's probably not a good idea to be watching this video trying to learn melodic minor. Learn the minor scale first. So we've got that, which gives you the notes for the C minor. Now another way of looking at melodic minor is that it's the minor scale with a sharpened sixth and a sharpened seventh. If you watched a video I did a few months back from the harmonic minor scale, that was simply the minor scale with a sharpened seventh. The melodic minor has the sharpened seventh and a sharpened sixth. So it's very similar to the harmonic minor scale. And how we're going to do that is simply counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Instead of going to the sixth note, we sharpen it. So, and then the seventh note, which would be there, is gone to there. So, and then we're back to the first note again. So all the way up, what we should have is 8, 10, 11, 8, 10, 12, 9, 10th fret, 7, 8, 10, 8, 10 on the B, then 7, 8, 10, 11. That's where we have that. Now, interestingly enough, that always reminds me of church bells. When you hear that kind of ringing out like the medievals. I might be wrong, but it always sounds like that to me. So going up the scale, now this is only like in traditional way of using it. It doesn't necessarily have to be used as ascending and descending. Sometimes jazz guitars just use the melodic minor scale going up and down them notes. But what we should have is and then coming down just our normal minor scale. Like that. So that's the scale shapes taken care of and how to explain it. Obviously, if you want to change the key, if you want to do it in A, start on A, that would be a minor scale. So you sharpen the 6th, sharpen the 7th. See how you get on with that. Now, what's interesting, if we look at something like Greensleeves, which is actually in A. So the A in A minor. So the A minor scale is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's our minor scale. So we're going to have a sharpened 6th and a sharpened 7th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got an F sharp in there, and the G sharpened to a G sharp. So you've got them two notes which are different. So an F sharp and a G sharp. So if we look at Greensleeves, which starts off with A minor, I'll put the guitar tab on the screen and circle the melodic minor notes. So straight away there, G sharp, and it creates a tension in the song, and then it resolves itself back on the root note. So it goes to E. So we get an E minor and an E in there because the E has an G sharp. The E minor has a G in it. So it has that certain sound that that gives it a tension, and it wouldn't sound any if we played it just using the normal minor note, it would sound like this, and it wouldn't really sound very, very good. Doesn't have that tension, does it? Now the second line, so, and we have the F sharp there as well. So if we finished it, doesn't sound unpleasant, but it doesn't really stand out using just the A minor notes. When we use the melodic minor notes, we get that definite tension, and that's important. But what we've touched on in here is how it alters the chord. So instead of playing an E minor, it gives us an E, which changes things, and that's a handy thing to be able to use. So what that's doing is mixing minor and melodic minor together, and that to me is the secret of using it. If we just use the chords that are in melodic minor alone, sometimes it's a bit difficult to write anything. If we mix them with natural minor and melodic minor together, we'll get something interesting. But that Greensleeves all together, famous piece of music, and it stands out, and it's them two notes from the melodic minor that really nail the song and make it sound a little bit special. Now if we go back to our C minor and we arrange what chords that are available. Now normally in melodic minor, in natural minor, we have the C minor, we have a D diminished, an E flat, F minor, G minor, A flat and B flat. So our first, fourth and fifth in that are C minor, F minor, G minor. Now if we take a look at what's available in the melodic minor scale, we have a C minor, and instead of a B diminished, we have a D minor. We have, instead of an E flat, we have an E flat augmented. And instead of an F minor, an F. And instead of a G minor, a G. We have, and now I'm going to say an A diminished. That note's not in it, it's more accurately an A minor 7 flat and fifth, but we don't want to complicate things up, so we're just going to say A diminished and a B diminished. Like that. So we've got a lot of options there, and what we can do is an example is C minor, B diminished. Could have C minor, now what we can do is link things up. So if you started with C minor, go to A flat, A diminished, B flat, B diminished, C minor. So we could have and you end up getting almost like a Bowie's Life on Mars. So we've got a lot of options there. With we could have E flat, which is taken from C minor scale, just normal minor, but then mix it with an A diminished, E flat again, B flat, B diminished, so there's a lot of different variations about the way in which we use the chords. So I've written them on the screen, check them out, have an experiment with what sounds like what with what, and we've got a lot of different options. Now something that I've been working on, using melodic minor. Had that idea, we could jazz it up. I'm going to be working with this a bit and hopefully come up with some more interesting ideas. So I hope that makes the melodic minor scale somewhat easier to understand. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments, and as always, thank you for watching.